I can't believe this. Damn, my boy went Yamcha. Everybody knows you don't go full Yamcha. Well, it's here. The end of the Elfhelm arc has finally presented itself. After almost 2 months of anticipation, we get to see what transpires next. And if you thought 370 was triggering, listen, brace yourself wouldn't even be the proper statement for what we're about to get into. If you plan to read the latest chapter, I advise you to stop the video here. Hit that notification bell after subscribing and come back after experiencing it yourself. Otherwise, if you don't mind spoilers or you don't plan to read the manga, let's get into it. Yo. So the chapter opens up like most in this series, starting where we left off from the end of the previous entry. Shirkei is on her way to assist Guts as Roderick tries to get his attention to make sure he doesn't go berserk. Since Guts has barricaded himself and is not responding to anybody's calls, Shirkei decides to tap into her astral form to phase through the door to see what he's up to inside. What she witnesses is what we the readers saw at the end of 370. Guts on the floor grieving and groveling in an intense stare down with his dragon slayer. But what's intriguing about this panel is that she is viewing his current emotional state through the reflection on the sword, almost as if his emotions are a personification of what the sword is feeling. It's as if they are one and the same. Being in astral form, Shirkei is able to tap into and sense what Guts is reflecting on in his mind. Memories of past experiences, showcasing slain enemies from the Black Swordsman era and as far back as Lost Children arc. Memories of some of his most significant foes and the most memorable of them all, the possessed Grapus horse. As these memories surround the two, it comes full stop at an image of Griffith after his rebirth. Shocking Shirkei, and even more shocking as he turns around and smirk, we see sharp fangs closing in on Griffith's visage. On the next page, we see those same jaws breaking chains and even consuming Guts in the Dragon Slayer. Shirkei knows what this symbolizes, calling out to Guts in desperation because she knows those chains were a personification of Guts' mental barrier protected by her talisman, holding back the beasts of darkness. This means Guts has relinquished his will and succumbs to his unconscious self, shown in full display in the next page as Guts screams in agony and his mind falls into the deepest depths of the darkest parts of his subconscious, as if his conscious mind had an implosion and his body just followed suit, flatlining. I can't believe this. Damn. My boy went Yamcha. Everybody knows you don't go full Yamcha, especially an iconic strong-willed protagonist such as Guts. It's a reference to chapter 290 when the beast foreshadows the moment Guts will find himself in a moment similar to the eclipse, like the climax of Elfhelm, and the result will be his mind fully consumed by the darkness to run wild. Immediately after this takes place, Shirkei is whisked back to her physical body, and it looks like Roderick has given up trying to get Guts' attention. The despair in the atmosphere is taking shape in all aspects, reflective in Shirkei's observation. As everybody's morale is low, the island submerging in a whirlpool, and even Shirkei's voice is drowning out along with Guts' mind into the darkness. As we cut to the World Tree and back to Falconia's seaport, where a similar whirlpool that looks like a black hole is ravaging the water, but this is just Sonia's vision of Elfhelm's destruction through the branches of the World Tree. Cutting back to the still waters outside of Falconia's port after Mule's voice becomes clear calling on Sonia. While she is fixated in a trance, Irvine is also there keeping guard. A moment after, Locust and Grumbel join the party surprising Mule, as he is unaware of what everyone is doing at this post so early in the day. Locust calls out to Sonia. She turns and responds with a smile. He's back. As the sun comes up and Zod pierces through the branch of the World Tree, flying at high speeds down to the party with Griffith in hand holding Casca. It seems that everyone was aware of what was happening far away on Elfhelm. It could be possible that retrieving Casca was a plan Griffith had devised prior to the recent events. Possible that since the incident on the Hill of Swords, he already knew that his body would instinctively return to Casca in its own. Thus, he bought his time, waiting until they made it to Elfhelm, so he would have the opportunity to pierce his defenses and destroy it. That's why he has that stupid smirk on his face, as he is welcomed back by the new band of the Falcon. Man, it's really heartbreaking to see Guts in this state. He's already gone through so much throughout his life to be denied any sort of peace, and somehow it always ends up being the people closest to him, i.e. Gambino or Griffith, who end up making his life worse. Speaking of Griffith, I don't think I've ever really had a serious dislike for his character throughout the story until right now. He has got to be the biggest manipulating, selfish, and petty hater in all of manga. All because Guts decided to go his own way? He goes and sabotages his dream and then continues time after time to spite the man, ruining his life out of jealousy and pettiness. I think this chapter gives us some insight on what is to come for Berserk. I can only see two paths going forward for Guts. One, he's given up on fighting with limits and succumbs to the seduction of his inner sinister desires, which is why the memories of his time as the Black Swordsman were flashing throughout his mind, reminiscing on a time when he was alone and didn't have the limits of companions and being Casca's protector. It allowed him to achieve many victories against apostles throughout his travels. Or two, he willingly breaks the mental barrier holding back the beast, to sink deeper into the depths of his mind, to confront his subconscious desire to eliminate his sworn enemies. Doing this successfully may allow him to fully master his mind, utilizing the darkness in him as a weapon to unleash what he needs to defeat Griffith. On the other foot, I can't really speculate what Griffith plans to achieve by returning to Falconia with Casca. Does he plan to use her as bait? Is he planning to cause more friction among the women enamored with him? We know Sonia's gonna have a problem with Casca. She already has an issue with Charlotte, so another potential love interest to Griffith will only increase her envy. Then again, Casca is branded. How will the other apostles who serve him react to her presence? Only Zod won't mind because he isn't a slave to the brand like the other apostles. So the question is, how will Locust, Grumbeld, Irving, and even Rakshas react to her? Or is it possible to sacrifice Casca to gain even more power since she is a branded individual that escaped death from the eclipse twice, like Guts? So that would make her an even more meaningful sacrifice since Griffith's new body is emotionally attached to her presence. We'll see what happens in the next release. So now that the Elfhelm arc is completed and no definite date for 372 is available, are we again on another hiatus? If so, for how long? Maybe they will wait to compile on feedback being sent to the Young Animal Studios to figure out how to move forward with the manga. Jot your thoughts on this chapter and where you think the direction of Berserk is going down in the comments. I look forward to reading what you all think, and don't forget to leave a like for your boy if you enjoyed the video. You know the vibes. It's Kaizoku Sleven. Appreciate you.